Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is a challenge that got thrown at me on the community page for the Secret Not Secret Kit Club and Redefine Creative. Christina Sorge threw out a, I'm getting it, what is it called? A weekend challenge, and it's called California Pizza. Maybe it's just me, but totally cracks me up. Thanks, Crater Joe. So in that spirit, your challenge for the weekend is to create something that is a bit different than your usual. Maybe it's a new color or technique or a product that you've been wanting to try or a style that's different than your usual. The sky's the limit. P.S. Tag a friend that you want to challenge and try a little weekend transformation. So Christina Sorge challenged Scrappy Amy and myself. And I was like, and you know, shade was going back and forth, but it was good shade. And ultimately at the end of the shading going on that we did, she wanted me to do an all white layout. Now I did talk to her because I was like, I don't have a white picture. So the only color that you're going to see on is my picture. And I am scrapbooking this picture because of these three lines right here. And it's just something that was in my book from Rachel Hollis? Yeah, Rachel Hollis, Wash Your Face. And it was something in there that just really related to me. So, with that being said, all of this white that you are seeing right here is what I'm going to use. I may throw in a couple of white things here and there. It is going to go into my traveler's notebook. So this page is going to go right here. So I'm going to cover this up because we can't have white. And when I picked out my photo, I wasn't expecting to turn into my traveler's notebook and be right where there's color. So, of course, here I go. I have to cover that up, which is fine. I've always done layouts that way. So I grabbed Ink Road, sent out these sequins. So I'm going to do these, or I'm going to try to use them anyway, because they're clear iridescent white. A doily, I'm telling you, a doily because it's white. I don't use doilies. You guys know this. So I did grab Spiegelmom Scrap Sequence. That is called Oh Christmas Tree. And I understand that there is some, like, this I think is silver, so I can't use it. But there's like white and iridescent sequence in there, and I can't use the tan. Nope, those are clear, so I can use that because I can't use anything. I can't use anything colored, and white and clear are not off my limits. So that's what I'm going to use that, because even using clear, it's not that I'm cheating, but anytime you use clear, it picks up the color that it's behind, so it'll turn white. And then I grabbed my spun sugar from Dazzles, which is kind of an iridescent white color, so I'm going to use that. These enamel dots are from Close to My Heart. They're white. Of course, this isn't white, but I'm going to use the coffee rings, or what I feel is like a coffee ring, as my stencil for the Dazzlers. I have white cardstock. I have pattern paper. As you can tell, is a little bit different. It's bumpy on one side and then smooth on the other. Obviously, I have my white paper. And, of course, I have, I did ask her if I could use glitter paper because it's white. And I sent her a picture, and it is white. There is specks of silver in it, but it's white glitter paper. Like, I can't help that there's a little bit of, I guess, silverish tones to it. But I did ask. She said it was white, and it was okay. And then I also is going to try to use, because I grabbed this, I'm going to either use this set of die cuts, and they're from Close to My Heart. No, Stampin' Up! And I'm sorry, this set is, no, it's not discontinued. So this one's available. if you're wanting to use it. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. Now, this one I don't think is available. I could be wrong. I'd have to look in my book that I have from my consultant that I use. And in this one, I may use this, flowers instead. So I'm not quite sure which way I want to roll with it. So I thought I would just come on live and tell you all of this stuff that I'm going to do. So beware, it's probably going to be a long process because I'm leaving everything in. I'm going to leave my frustrations because it is going to be frustrated. Because I realized that I was going to back this photo in black and I can't. Because I forgot that I can't use black or any color. So those are the things that you're going to see. I am going to show you everything. Because this is where you're going to see why I do challenge myself. But why I don't like to go outside of my norm. But I like the challenge. So here's the challenge. The challenge is accepted. And Lord have mercy. Bear with me. And all I can say is that with the recorded stuff of voiceovers, I'm glad that you don't hear my real voice. On the respect of the real time of me doing this video. Because I'll probably be saying words that I should not be saying on YouTube. Just because I know that this is going to frustrate me. Because I'm going to gravitate to color and I can't. So with further ado, let's watch this process.
Okay, so here I go. This is my first frustration of the night. With these die cuts, glitter paper, you have to go more through it a couple more times because it just doesn't get it completely done. So you're doing a lot of fidgeting with it afterwards. And I ruin one of my sections. So I cut my glitter paper into 6x12 sections. And this part where you see here, this is where I ruined it. I'm so darn mad because I didn't go through it long enough and it didn't, because there's so many pieces to these die cuts, it just didn't cut through right. So off camera I redid it all and then you'll see that I'm all of a sudden switching out to the next night because this was my first frustration I had done. And I was so mad. Okay, so there we go. We finally got it done. And I did gesso at night as well and let it completely dry. I used again white gesso because it is all white. So here I got out my Dazzlers and it's spun sugar. And I went with my stencil and I went all over the place with it. Got myself completely dirty with it and everything else. But it does turn out. I do go back in a couple of different times once I get the picture put up on there because I missed some, kid you not, I actually had some white space. Not pun intended, but very much pun intended. Even though that I had all white all on this, I still ended up with white space. And I did decide instead of doing this a portrait traveler's notebook insert, I did a landscape or like the layout. So I'm placing down these die cuts that I did cut out. These are all on the glitter paper. And I placed my photo right there. I really enjoy what is there and how I did it. And just showing you there, I am placing my tag in there. And I'll show you how I do that at the end of the video here. I'll show you how I got that placed down. And I'm just placing this part down. And I'm looking at it and it's starting to turn. It's coming to form finally. Even though that I'm using all white, I was a little scared, but it worked out perfect. So I come in with the doily. Here I am. I'm just cutting out a section of it so it can fit in there and I can get it in there right. And I just place that down just a little bit just to give it some more whiteness because I don't know what else to say. It fits the whimsical section of this. I placed down my close to my heart enamel dots, the white ones, all over the die cuts in certain spots, and then I do come in with the ink road section, and I place some of them down as well. Here I am, I'm doing the die cuts of the little flowers that I did. There was only 4 that I did out because I ran out of white glitter paper. And I do place down the sequence mix. That little tool there is from Stampin' Up. I'm doing a review on it, but it won't be until later on because this is the first time I'm using it. So far I like it. So let me get a couple more layouts in and then I'll do a review on it. And I'm placing down all the flowers just to give you a little idea of the picture that I used. It's from Rachel Hollis's new book, or semi-new book. It says Girl Wash Your Face is the title, and the spot that I took the picture of that I really liked was, if we adjust our posture, it'll change the way we speak. If we adjust our posture, it'll change the way we listen. If we adjust our posture, we will see the person, not the category they fall into. And I'm not going to go into the reason why I really enjoy this. This goes into my journaling on that tag that I placed, which is all white as well. The only thing that is not white is the journaling, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to read it. And here I am, I'm just placing down more sequence mixes as well on this. Just trying to get it. So the white space that I was talking about is literally the middle of this Traveler's Notebook layout. You can see it on camera right where the white space is at. So I was talking to Amy. She is Scrappy Amy, or Scrappin' Amy on Facebook, and I told her, I said, there's no pun intended, there's a white space. Like, what do I do? And so she's like, well, I think it needs a ring. So I added a couple more rings onto this because I was like, there's white. As much as I hate to say it, I ended up having more white space. There's my daughter. Needed a wipey because she's crafting in my room today with me. Just to show you a little bit of what I did. And now here, this is how I did my insert to get it into the book. And I just drew a line of where I needed my tag to sit so that I could be able to pull it in and out. So here is the last part of the layout. The still shots are coming up. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!